Yeah, yeah. Watch me move fast under the city neon light, keeping my focus sharp through the dead of night. Winning this game because I know my future's bright. Heavyweight champion ready for the coming title fight. I am living life in my own special way, chasing the crown every single hour of the day, paying no mind to what the jealous critics say, breaking the chains while the timid people only pray. Build up a kingdom and take back the throne, level of power that you were never even known, spreading my name through every single mobile phone zone. Finally reached the top, sitting here all alone, driving so fast I might win the whole race, leaving my mark in this cold and empty space. Moving ahead at such a very frantic daily pace, showing the world a brand new and legendary face. Buying the things that I made of solid gold, living the story that has never been truly told, breaking the rules and I am feeling very bold, staying so high while the surrounding air stays cold. Look at the heat as the heavy smoke rises, catching the world with a few very big surprises, seen the truth through those many thin disguises, taking the win in the many high value prizes. Yeah. Reaching the top of the very highest mountain peak, making a sound every time that I might speak, finding the strength when the others are feeling weak, creating a vibe that is actually very quite unique, taking my chances with the very long desert ride, nothing to fear and nowhere for me to hide, turning the flow with the very strong ocean tide, keeping the fire burning deep within my inner pride. Do not forget that you know my real name, playing to win this crazy and wild game, setting the world on a very bright orange flame, giving the people a life that is never tame. Feeling so good just to be truly quite alive, working so hard just to make sure I survive, catching the speed as I take a deep dive, coming in hot with that very special high drive, letting go of every single dark and every fear, seeing the vision so very loud and so clear, shifting the gears into a much more faster gear, listening to music that I really love to hear, creating a style that is fresh and is new, join the ranks of the very select chosen few, sipping the drink that is a very special brew, sticking together like we are stuck with some glue, looking at things that I have never ever seen, trying to keep all of my white shoes clean, hitting the goal because I'm hungry and lean, acting like I am the king or a queen, closing the lock on the very last mental door, picking my pieces up off of the dusty floor, coming back now and I want even much more, winning the battle and settling every single high score, making a very loud and a very heavy sound, keeping my feet firmly planted on the hard ground, looking for treasure that has never been yet found, turning the whole entire city vibe completely right round, working a lot of my very hard earned cash, moving so fast that I might even truly crash, cutting through fake people like a very deep slash, discarding the haters like they are some old trash, keeping my hands on the very big steering wheel, making a major and a very expensive large deal, showing the world exactly how I truly really feel, knowing the metal is made of the strongest steel, flying so high in the very thin blue air, throwing my hands up like I do not care, wearing the clothes that the others would not dare, sitting right here in my very own velvet chair, driving a very fast and a very expensive car, reaching out far to touch a very bright star, raising the level and raising the very high bar, healing the skin from every single deep bold scar, finishing work when a whole entire job is done, playing the game and having a lot of fun, fast as a bullet coming from a heavy gun, shining so bright just like the very hot sun, giving a lot of the very most supreme power, growing so tall like a very big stone tower, bloom like a very beautiful and a bright flower, working so hard through every single long dark hour, looking, putting my skills through the very ultimate final test, taking a break because I really need some rest, moving out now to the very wild, wild west, knowing that I'm truly the very absolute best, having no room for any more worry or doubt, knowing exactly what this whole thing is all about, open your mouth and give a very loud shout, finding the exit and taking the very easy route, leaving the memories of the very old distant past, moving along and pushing ahead extremely very fast. Check the neon lights flickering high above the street, feel the heavy bass pulsing beneath my tired feet, every single dream is something I will finally meet, moving through the crowd while bringing all the heat, building up a kingdom dreaming with this brand new flow. Watching all the seeds that I had to sow. High above the ceiling where the cold winds blow. Look at how my inner fire starts to grow. Step inside the lobby where the ghost starts shining. Silver linings on the clouds that I am climbing. Perfect rhythm found within this very deep, heavy priming. Every single second has some really truly perfect timing. Never let a hater try to take my crown. Riding through the city in a ghost white gown. Watch the way I handle every single dusty town. Lifting up the spirit so I never stay down. Scars upon my skin show the battles I've won. Working every hour until the work is all done. Brighter than the rays of a very hot sun. Racing to the finish just to have some fun. Leather in the whip and the engine starts loud. Hovering above every single thick and heavy cloud. Standing at the front of a very large crowd. Making all my brothers feel so really very proud. Electric in the veins like a high voltage wire. Jumping through the hoops and the rings of fire. Elevating higher than the tall and skinny stone spire. This is everything that I could ever truly desire. Turning all the pages of a very long book. Taking back the power that the shadows once took. Catching every vibe with a single clever sharp look. Hanging my old jackets on a silver metal hook. Pouring out the juice in the crystal clear glass. Moving to the front with the private silver pass. Dancing in the middle of the tall green grass. Showing off the talent with a lot of class. Glitching through the system like a digital ghost machine. Keeping all the vision very sharp and very clean. Living out a life that is very rarely seen. Glowing in the dark like a bright emerald sheen. Breaking all the locks on the heavy iron gate. Master of the soul and the master of fate. Never arriving early and I never arrive quite late. Carrying the heavy stones and the heavy mental weight. Looking for the answer in the bottom of souls. Digging through the dirt in the very deep holes. Keeping up the pace while I reach my goals. Taking back the power and the heavy remote controls. Heavy rain falling on the glass of the door. Leaving all the wreckage on the cold hard floor. Hungry for the win and I really want more. Higher than the birds I will fly and soar. Writing out the lyrics in a very dark den. Counting up the paper in the hundreds and ten. Stronger than the power of 1,000 brave men. Coming back to life and I do it again. Walking on the edge of a very sharp blade. Never feeling fearful or the least bit quite afraid. Counting all the money that I finally just made. Chilling in the cool of a very deep shade. Flash on the camera while I strike a pose. Smelling all the scent of a very red rose. Everyone is watching everywhere that a star ever goes. Keeping all the secrets that no single person knows. Running through the jungle with a very fast pace. Winner of the trophy and winner of the race. Looking at the galaxy in the middle of space. Putting on a very brave and very bold face. Diamond on the wrist and it really looks bright. Working through the middle of a very long night. Taking to the air like a very fast flight. Keeping all the future in a very clear sight. Listening to voices that are deep in the head. Following the path where the brave ones once tread. Waking up the spirit that was almost quite dead. Painting all the city in a very bright red. Rubbing on the skin and the fabric feels nice.